The climate is changing, and it's forcing us to rethink many of our established systems. From energy systems to agricultural systems, there are mounting environmental and social pressures to keep living within the Earth's limits. As a student of human geography with a keen interest in learning about climate change and food system change, I am doing a case study of the future of dairy in Aotearoa, New Zealand. This case study is a gateway into talking about broader global food systems and food system change, given that New Zealand dairy is a major export industry with over 95% of milk powdered and exported to over 130 countries around the world. This cow will produce significant amounts of milk in her lifetime, but the future of her milk is uncertain because the future of her farmer is uncertain. The future of the system as we know it is facing significant challenges. The sustainability of New Zealand dairy is losing its social license to operate due to pressures from all different scales. On the local scale, we are seeing issues such as water pollution and biodiversity loss. On the national scale, 45% of the nation's emissions come from the agricultural sector, namely in the form of methane from dairy. And finally, at the international scale, there are mounting calls to limit the environmental impacts of intensive animal agriculture and keep food systems within the Earth's limits. So I want to find out, how can New Zealand transition to more just and sustainable dairy futures? Well, to answer this question, I am drawing on just transitions theory and systems thinking to guide interviews with many different stakeholders across the New Zealand dairy ecosystem. This ecosystem has many lively parts, from cows, pastures, barns, water, fertilizer, machinery, as well as competition from alternative dairy producers working in plant-based and synthetic milk development in labs. There is a hive of activity going on in and around the sector, with buzz coming from journalists, academics, ecologists, economists, activists. All of these people, their expertise and their efforts cross-pollinate towards similar end goals: a more sustainable food system. In my thesis, I am mapping out these multi-stakeholder perspectives to identify just transition pathways for the sector. Because ultimately, don't we all want food systems that are both palatable and sustainable? As we become more aware of impacts of climate change and transitions occurring in other sectors, my aim is to generate knowledge that can contribute to research agendas and policy dialogues about how to live and eat sustainably in an era of global environmental change.